So I'm here with Matej from Resco. Is it your first time in Cloud Tech Tallinn?
No, actually, I've been here last year as well.
Nice.
I also had a session, but this year it was much bigger.
Okay, tell me about that.
Well, actually, I had the chance to speak at the keynote for 5 minutes, so probably that was the biggest speech for me, like in terms of the count of people in my life. So that was a great experience for me personally.
Yeah, and you spoke at Resco, I assume?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
the topic was...
Like at the keynote, I was just speaking about general introduction, so it can introduce Resco to everyone who is attending. So that's a great chance for us because everyone was at the keynote, right?
Yeah, perfect.
And then my session was about Forms Plus, which is like a solution for data collection, which runs on Dataverse. So anyone who is using Power Apps or Power Platform or even our own native Resco mobile app can access and use these forms.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about Resco then.
Yeah, Resco is a software company. We recently celebrated 25 years.
Wow.
And for the last 15 maybe, we have been working specifically with Microsoft. When Microsoft released their business application, like the first stages of Microsoft Dynamics, we took the chance and we built like mobile client for that because it was just for a computer, and there was no mobile client. And so the mobile client grew and grew and grew, and today it's a great application with a lot you can do in that.
Right.
Now that you have Power Apps as well, that's we now try to like find the void in like what Microsoft Power Apps cannot do and be like really best in that, which is like maybe offline when you need millions of records or stuff like that.
Right. How do you handle that with millions of records offline? Is that a local database on the...
Yeah, we have a local
phone?
database, and like we spend years fine-tuning that process so our clients can have 20 millions of records in offline as well.
Wow. Because I've had that experience. I've built a few Power Apps before, and the issue was you need that constant connectivity to the internet.
Yeah, exactly.
to use it. How do you handle authentication then if it's an offline thing? How does that work?
Like we only connect to the Dataverse. So there's like this synchronization event. When you sync the data, you download the new updates that have been done while we're offline, and you upload what's been done on the device.
Right.
And we use like regular services that any ISV can use, or even you can use to authenticate to Dataverse, basically.
Yeah. Interesting. So, what's your experience been of this event this year? Because obviously you had last year, maybe. So, what do you think of this year?
I find that this event really grew in terms of sessions. As there's much more sessions, and I really appreciate it because there are so many interesting topics. Mm-hmm. Today because my session was yesterday, so today I'm just going to every session I can, and it's very interesting topics, very like great speakers. So this year that's good.
It's tough
that's
to
been
choose
great.
though because you mentioned the number of sessions. We have 8 tracks, right? That's
Wow. Yeah.
How do you choose? I always feel like when there's so many tracks, it's great because you can cater for everyone's interest. But I always feel like I'm missing out on because I had to miss some.
Definitely.
So it's a shame we can't pack everything into.
Yeah. It's actually I have the advantage that I have my colleagues here, so maybe we can split up, and then we share like what we learned.
Yeah, exactly. But with the sessions not being recorded, you really do have to be here and experience it. And I think that's better because the experience on a recorded session is never as good as it would be if you were
and
there.
That's one part of it, but really also we have the chances to actually talk to the speakers, right? So I can be on a session of an MVP who is like really doing the best in his area, and then he attends my session, and we can speak about like, oh, this was great, and how we can really, we can really talk the real problems together, and it's so inspiring. I already wrote like 2 pages in Word about just ideas I got from here.
Yeah. And then just to double click on that, the idea of in-person events versus remote events, because in my opinion, just as you said, you were then able to speak to the person who was speaking. If that was a webinar or if that was a remote, online event like we had to do during the COVID and the working from home thing, you would not have spoken to that person. You wouldn't have spoken to anyone else who was attending. Whereas here, you're having lunch with them, you're just collaborating and getting to know other people. It's a completely different thing than just attending an event online and seeing the speakers. It's actually being part of the event.
Yeah, it really is. And also you like bump into things that you wouldn't search on YouTube, because there are things that like you wouldn't know there are even, so
exactly. And just chance conversation. I mean, this, for example, just chance conversations that wouldn't have occurred if there was no
that's so true.
room to walk around in. And it's the same with working from home, I think. I don't want to get into that debate, but a working from home thing where now everyone's remote and you no longer have the water cooler moment where you can just talk about something completely off topic that you wouldn't Teams message someone about, but you might talk to them if you were making coffee or something or waiting for something. Do you guys work from home in Resco? Is it all remote, or do you have
We're like office? A hybrid, so some days and some people, but you have to be in the office for some time at least.
Yeah.
And in our company, like, we really try to communicate together and really we grew up as a small company, and it really feels in our culture that just spending time together and working on things together in the office, it's natural part of Resco, I would say.
Yeah. And where are you based? Where's Resco based?
In Bratislava. So we are actually a company from Slovakia. It's a big thing for us and for Slovakia as well to, we had that special relationship with Microsoft when there was Microsoft Dynamics Field Service, and Microsoft, under the official Microsoft Field Service license, they were selling white labeled Resco app because they didn't have anything for offline. So we had a special kind of cooperation with them.
That's awesome. Yeah, good. It's nice that Microsoft adopted or at least sold the thing that went well, rather than just trying to build their own.
And I think we can see this in many parts of Microsoft is open to cooperation if they see that it brings value for their customers as well.
Yeah. So last topic, I think, AI. It's everywhere, and I don't really like talking about AI, but I'm interested. Has it been adopted within Resco? Do you have any feelings, passions about AI like Microsoft do?
Yeah, I think it's great, but I think as we have heard on the keynote, we are just at the beginning phase. So it was said there as well that we don't know now exactly what will be the biggest advantages that it will bring us, and so we need to be open and just look out and try everything that we can, and it's great that so many people are enabled to really work with it daily and come up with ideas. So it's and in Resco we have been using AI for some years for specific use cases, I would say, but on my session I also demonstrated a few AI cases, but as I said, specific to what we do, and that's great that we are able to adopt it like that.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me for this short conversation.
Yeah,
any feedback for the event organizers or for attendees who are thinking of maybe coming next year? Any thoughts for them?
I don't know really. As I said, I really appreciate the content that is here. That's really high quality. It's great.
Yeah. Awesome. Good. Good to meet you.
Thank you.